Hi, it's Dennis Daly. You know, I spend a lot of time watching documentaries on YouTube. Since the History Channel has become the home of swamp people and ice road truckers and seldom anything I like, I spend a lot of time on YouTube looking, and occasionally I strike gold. That's what happened the day I found the BBC program Time Team. Now, if I tell you it's 20 years worth of shows on archaeology, you'll say bye-bye, but wait. These shows are funny. BBC producer Tim Taylor came up with the idea of sending archaeologists all over Britain and to add a crew of BBC technicians. Taylor then added 3 other people to design the show. In addition to himself, he enlisted the late Mick Aston, an internationally respected archaeologist. Phil Harding, another world-class digger with the most unusual accent. And to anchor the show, energetic British comedian and TV star Tony Robinson.
Welcome to a very special place. The Isle of Man may be a small and rather wet and windy island stuck in the middle of the Irish Sea, but it's crammed full of influences from British, Irish, even Viking incomers.
And the guys from Time Team with all their helpers start digging. They do it all in 3 days, and the first thing they're usually looking for are walls.
And then there's the rest of the site, dominated on the geophysics by these 2 massive concentric ditches.
And when they find something, you can really hear the archaeological expertise coming out.
As it sort of gets like almost like a cortex, a hard outer shell around it.
And on this particular trip to the Isle of Man, archaeologist Phil Harding suddenly thought he found something.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We should be about here.
And when the diggers find something really neat, they're like little kids. Here they discover a stone with writing that goes back to the Vikings.
11th to 12th century, or the 11th to 12th century tradition, and it's part of the Norse tradition.
Wow.
And through all of it, the team works as hard as it can and has a little fun, too.
How you getting on then, Phil?
Typical of you to come in there just at the right minute, innit, eh?
Oh, you
didn't sniff it, did you?
You hadn't got the door, have you?
Well, I reckon we might have.
Really?
Well, look, we've got a gap in here. Very narrow, true. But on this side, look, we've got this big stone in there.
And it's not just Mick Aston who gives Phil Harding a hard time. The host, Tony Robinson, loves to razz him.
Phil, do you actually know what you're doing here?
Yes, Tony. I have every reason to know exactly what I'm doing.
Then what are you doing?
The fact is that what we did yesterday was we managed to define the extent of the keel. What we've got to do now is answer specific questions. And the specific questions we've got to address is the detail of the construction of the altar and the significance of the altar. So we'll be looking at the east end.
And as you watch more and more of the Time Team shows, you really begin to like these people.
It's amazing to think that in the past you might have seen early Christians here, and Viking warriors and medieval priests, all of whom left rare pieces of evidence. And maybe we've shed some light on a history that began to be written in these words 1,000 years ago.